Hello everyone, today we are going to implement a per weapon accuracy system for each gun. So each gun will have a different aim spread, bullet spread. And also the NPCs will not hit us always. So as you can see, they miss a lot before we get in hit. So that's why, so that the player will have a chance to, when there are multiple NPCs, the player will have a chance to have a good fight. See, the wall behind me get hit a lot more than I get hit. So yeah, those are the two things I'm gonna work on. Let me kill this guy first. So here, let me show you the bullet spread of the M16. It has a recoil effect as well. See, now let me pick up an AK here. Now let me shoot here. Right, so now as you can see, there are two different bullet spread. Actually there is this variable I am going to implement, max target deviation, and you can customize that for each weapon. Actually no, I have kept 20 for the AK as well. So if you just increase this, let me demonstrate that. Let me now go and pick up the AK. And shoot here. Now you can see there is much larger bullet spread for the AK. Alright, so let's see how to do this today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. Right, so regarding the accuracy of the weapons, we have two problems. One is, when I shoot, as you can see, when the NPC shoot, it always hits. And also, if I shoot, it hits the same location without any problem. We don't have any recoil, or for the NPC character it doesn't have any error, so I always get hit. So there are no warning shots. So to resolve that, I'm gonna add recoil, and also I'm gonna add some additional accuracy error for the NPC characters. First, let me open the main gun blueprint, BP gun, and I had already implemented recoil. Yeah, so this is implemented in CLM BPI character. I don't think I need this recoil rotation. I only need, as the recoil, for now I only need to add a pitch. So I'll remove this input. Wait, maybe not remove that. Let's keep that as well. Right, and we are already adding recoil here. So what I need to do is, I need to implement this recoil for the ALS based character. Right, so ALS based character there, let's add recoil. So where do I add pitch input? Right, look up. So we can actually use the same part for the pitch. Let me duplicate this, and I have already implemented the CLM BPI character. Therefore this function already has access to this character blueprint already. I can implement add recoil event. So I'll just connect pitch like this, and as I said, I don't need this recoil rotation for now, so let's just leave it disconnected and let's test. Now as you can see, now it doesn't shoot the same location. If you keep shooting for a while, it stabilizes, but as you can see, it moves up. So vertically we have some recoil effect, but there is no bullet spread to left or right. And as long as we don't have anything like that, the NPC's characters will also hit always without zero error. Let's see. Right, so now let's implement that per gun. So let's implement in such a way, like per gun we should be able to modify that. Also, one more thing I forgot to implement last time: noise. Here, noise range. Let's promote this to a variable. Float, and make it no need to make it public. I'll make the default value of 5000 and use that, so that all the guns I can change the noise range per each gun. Right, that is something I forgot to mention last time, so that's why I showed it. Okay, that's not relevant to the part that we are going to work on here. So let's go to the part where the bullet is emitted. Where do I implement it? In fire we have this emit bullet. Add recoil is happening here, so it's okay. This is where we emit the bullet. So if we have to add some error to the target system, what we have to do is we have to, let's promote this to a variable. Hit target. Right, and let's use that instead of whatever the instead of the places that we have used that direct line from the return value of the get target location. So we don't need this 2 here, and also this one, target location. So one also we can eliminate. So now what I'm gonna do is add some error. Let's collapse this. Oh wait, we don't need this. Get hit target. So here we can add any error we want. So how do we add an error? Right. So when we set, let's add the error or deviation from the given target. Let's add some value. So this added value is the error. So if I split this, I can define some random float in a range. Right, so min deviation, I think 0 is fine. Max deviation or max error, let's have a variable for that so that I can customize it for each weapon. Max target deviation. T should be capital. And what's the value? Let's try 20 and plug it to the max value. One more thing. So if I multiply this with a -1 and plug it as the min value, we will get equally distributed value in between. Let's say if the max deviation is 20, some value between -20 and +20, and I'll plug the same thing for Y as well, but for Z I'll leave it 0 because I don't think we need any value for Z because we already get some error for Z with the recoil effect, at least for the player. Right, now this is for BP gun and M16. Gun. Target division is 20. This is the inherited value. So let's test. Now you can see there is some error. You can see there is some spread. Maybe it's too much, but you can modify those values. For another weapon, let's say AK, let's add a very high value, let's say 50, so that we can see this is the mark of M60, sorry, M4A1. What's the gun? M16, yeah. Let's pick up an AK here. Right, and you can see there is a really wide spread. compared to this one. Okay, so the system is working and you get the idea, but I'll leave 20 for the AK as well. Right now you know how to customize that values. The next thing is, even though with that error, I think NPC characters will hit us always. Yeah. See, their success rate is too much. So what can we do is, let's define some value for the character. I'll define that in the base ls character. What should we call it? Accuracy, sorry, deviation, deviation multiplier. That should be a float. I'll make it public so we can modify it for each character, and default value should be 1. I'll put it on the cons. Right now, if I don't modify it for this animan character, it will have the inherited value, which is, where is it? Which is 1. But let's modify that for NPC characters, because NPC characters should have a lower value, otherwise player won't stand a chance. So let's try 3. So now they should miss the player a lot. For us, we don't have any issue. Still they can hit us a lot. Let's see if the value is not 3 for this guy by any chance. It is. How about 6? We are so close. Sorry. Even though I implemented that value, I actually didn't use it anywhere in the gun. I totally forgot about that. So how do we use that deviation multiplier in the gun? So basically that means if the player is holding a gun, it shouldn't have any extra deviation for the aim, but if the NPC is holding the same gun, it should have an extra deviation. So basically what we have to do is, we will have to multiply this deviation with that value. So I'll define another parameter, character what's the name I gave? Character aim deviation multiplier, right? Right, now we need to get this value, initialize this value from the character. So for that, where do we set this character? Here. When we equip in the CLM BPI character, I'll add another function, get empty creation multiply should return a float value with the same name. Deviation multiply. Right, now let's implement this function in the base character. Let's put this under cons. Faces cons get time deviation multiplier, simply return this value. Right, now in the VP-Con, when we initialize the character, we can get deviation multiplier. And set. Right. Okay. Let's test now. For now we don't have an issue. Yeah, now as you can see, the NPC guy miss us a lot. He's keep running into. See, the wall behind us get hit, but not us as much as it used to be. If we want to increase the chance for the player, all we have to do is increasing this factor. See, now we get hit way less than we used to get hit. Also, I think it would be better if I add some deviation for the pitch as well. Well, what if I connect the same thing? But that could be a problem for the player. No, it seems fine. But it just don't get hit along the same horizontal line now. See, there are some vertical error also happening. Good. Okay, so I think that's all I want to work on for today. I'll change this value to 6 for all NPC characters. And also, if you have any difficulty settings in your game, what you can do is you can connect this whatever the difficulty levels, and you can select this aim deviation multiplier for NPC characters based on the difficulty level player has set. By doing that, you can increase the accuracy of NPC characters as the difficulty increases and decrease the accuracy as the difficulty decreases. So yeah, maybe I will implement that in this series as well, but before that we have more important stuff to do here, and I'm gonna stop this episode right here. And thanks for watching. So as always, project files will be available here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.